And we are back. Hello, everyone. I'll try and put an episode break there, but it may have not worked out. Oh, fucking... These fucking warp spiders that keep spawning back in the fucking base are doing me in.
I recall this being like an issue where the warp...
There's just a lot of rear guard action needed.
Yeah, and we have the increased unit cap, which is something.
Yeah.
And we get predators now, so that's good too.
Yeah, it's just obviously I want to use everything like that to push forwards, but this game's telling me like, no, you need to make sure you retain everything back in your base because you'll be constantly harassed up the proverbial back in the base, so it's annoying.
Given like warp spiders are the chief focus of our frustration at the moment, maybe we should talk about warp spiders. So like,
yeah, what is that?
So Eldar like walk what's called the path of the warrior. So like because they live such long lives, they wander for a period and they settle into like basically they have like a gap year that lasts several centuries.
Yeah,
exactly. And then like they settle into like a path for the remainder of like their adult lives. So many of them settle into like the path of the warrior, where they adopt what's called an aspect shrine. So again, there's a bit of a kind of Eastern philosophy here, where they study under a particular fighting style, and they seek to master that particular style of warfare associated with that fighting style. So warp spiders like they're based around teleportation and striking hard and fast the way like an ambushing spider would.
Yeah. I remember seeing a really good oh, here we go, some nonsense is happening.
Oh, some nonsense. Check back in your comments, viewership. Who was right?
This is exactly like the Eldar fortress on Soulstorm. The whole you think you're gonna get to the base and then it fucks off.
Yeah, they're about to fuck off. Oh look, who's this? Who are these guys?
Are they Chaos Raptors?
Those are Chaos Raptors.
What the fuck? Who's this prick?
Got them! Got them all!
They're not even in the... Are they, what, the Alpha Legion? What are their colours?
Surprise, motherfuckers! Chaos Marines are here!
Jesus!
Yeah, that's a thing that just happened.
Yeah.
And now we help them destroy the Eldar base, then fight them.
Sounds
good. A whole bunch of them.
No, what I was going to say is, it was a really funny thing about, like, can you imagine, like, the variety of hobbies that vampires would have on account of they live hundreds of years, there we go, of, like, you can imagine vampires having hobbies like, you know, stalactite gardening and stuff like that. You need to have, like, a centuries-long lifespan to actually be able to have as a hobby, or, like, tapestry weaving, stuff like that.
I'm sure I've spoken about this, like, maybe on the channel before, but, like, one of my long-term ambitions, I think vampirism is the best kind of mortality, or immortality. Because, like, not only do you live forever, you could accomplish everything you want to accomplish, and you could convert all of your loved ones to immortal beings if you want to.
Yeah, but at a cost. Isn't that a whole thing? It's not great being a vampire, don't they all kind of hate it in some ways?
I think I could stomach it. I recently there's actually a really good novel about this very concept. If anyone has ever heard or read Interview with a Vampire, I thoroughly recommend it.
I'm a huge fan of that series.
Is she really? The Sprite and I are so rarely fans of the same thing.
Yeah, no,
it's big.
Is it Anne Rice? Yeah.
Yeah, Anne Rice, that's the woman. But like, I've only read the first one. Apparently, it's a really good movie that I still have to see. But like, starring Tom Cruise and Brad Pitt,
then it's a real good lot of Tom Cruise.
Well, actually, no. I wouldn't go as far as say I like Tom Cruise, but like, I think he's interesting.
he plays Lestat well, certainly from everything the Sprite says, certainly.
The Vampire Lestat. In any case, like, this is really good movie, like, or a book series, like whatever you want to call it, franchise, like, if you want to call it that. Interview with the Vampire, where like the central conceit.
Sorry, go on.
Where like the kind of defining trait at the end of the novel is that like, when you become immortal, there's a particular aspect of like culture or life that you enjoy that you want to experience forever. But you realize that if you're immortal for long enough, that bit of human society dies out and you're left with nothing. So like, if someone who's Generation Z, Gen Z became a vampire, they would love perhaps instant communication and social media and like all the fun things that like are cool about growing up in the 21st century. But like on a long enough timeline, that facet of human civilization will stop existing.
Yeah.
But you're still around and you're still immortal. And how do you deal with that?
Yeah, I mean, based on how people in their fucking 40s and 50s struggle to, you know, adapt to a changing world, it's interesting to think about how that would actually happen in, like, centuries.
Oh yeah, like turn that up to like 1 million.
Yeah.
Imagine you're a 600-year-old vampire. How do you possibly relate to anything going on in human society when you're that old? That's the question.
Unless you were,
posed by
like,
the
making an
series.
active effort to be just engaged at all levels, constantly.
Well, there's actually like a vampire that we meet in the book who experiences this. So his whole thing is that like he's long ago checked out of human civilization, and the way he checks back in is to find a person born to the generation that he wants to engage with, and turns them into a vampire so he can experience the world
Makes
through
sense.
their experience, basically.
Yeah, like that checks out.
Yeah, I guess it does. I mean, it's quite nefarious because he dooms that person to the same life of troubled immortality that
Yeah.
he himself is trying to escape from. But yeah,
But point me at a bit of media where everyone's just like, immortality? Great! This has no long-term consequences at all.
I would still do it. In fact, I have a vampire pact, which I'll explain. So, the members of the vampire pact consent to turning the other members of the pact into vampires in the event that any one of us becomes a vampire. You're welcome to join, Doctor.
Fuck everything about that. Like, literally, the only way I can describe it is just like the concept of immortality already makes me tired.
I, on the other hand, am deeply fearful of my own mortality. Also, like, they're walking through a literal minefield. Maybe pull them back until we get some tanks.
That'll be fine.
'cause I don't think that's true.
Yeah, now we're fine. We're through it. See, it's all good.
All right. Call in the bombardment.
I can't. No, I can. Actually, you're right. Yeah. We've literally only just built the orbital relay. I feel like at the start of that sentence we couldn't have called in the bombardment.
Well, you're wrong. Much as you're wrong about vampirism, but hey, what? There's actually a chapter of Space Marine vampires.
Go on.
I'll find the entry about them in the Codex. Hang on, I'll flip
I'm
through this.
listening with dubious, but
Let me find them. Might take a moment or two.
listening with dubious. Great English there, Doctor. I don't think did we ever actually see a Chaos Predator when we were actually fighting Chaos? I don't think we did.
Oh, we did. We definitely did.
I'll take your word for it.
This isn't going surprisingly well over here.
Yep.
You know that like they won't all vanish the way the other guys do, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Oh shit, there's a lot of dudes here, yeah.
Yeah, I did warn you. I did warn you about this. The Blood Angels. Known for their ferocity, the Blood Angels bear with them
Are the Blood Angels
all that is
vampires?
good and noble.
I did not know
Yet
that.
they're... Sorry?
I did not know they were vampires.
Oh yeah, big vampires. Known for their ferocity, the Blood Angels bear with them all that is good and noble, yet their gene seed also contains a destructive flaw. So must every Blood Angel reign in his fury, holding in the abeyance of the blood madness. Created during the first founding, the Blood Angels are one of the oldest and proudest of all Space Marine chapters. In the Great Crusade, they established their bloodthirsty zeal, favouring aggressive tactics, close combat, and the use of jump packs. They have maintained this fierce reputation ever since. So they succumb to like a kind of blood rage, where like the noble Space Marines of the Blood Angels chapter are subsumed by a desire to consume and drink human blood.
Ah.
Space vampires.
That has
And
not
it's-
come up yet in my 40k reading, and we've met Sanguinius.
I think. I mean, do you know what like sanguine and sanguineous? You know what
Oh
these
yeah,
words
yeah.
mean
I
in,
probably should have
like-
seen
yeah,
this
yeah.
coming, given all of the fucking nomenclature. Right, don't get me wrong. 40k is not subtle on its nominative
Oh, no.
determinism.
Absolutely not.
Like there's literally bits like so I was reading some stuff the other day, and I literally just like burst out laughing, and the sprite was like, "What are you laughing at?" I was like, "There's a legion called the Iron Hands, and their Primarch is called Ferrus Manus, which is literally just Iron Hand in shit Latin." It's like there's a lot
Yeah.
of that. Oh, the Death Guard led by Mortarion, stuff like that. It's like, how did
I
you not
think
see that these were evil?
I don't think we can overcome this with 2 squads.
Dude, we're doing fine. We're actually legitimately doing surprisingly well.
Give it a second.
But they keep building shit, unfortunately.
Shall not falter. The enemies of man cannot stand.
We have a lot of vehicle cap and unit cap left unfulfilled.
That's true, actually, yeah. I've actually mostly been focusing on trying to fucking tech up, which I've been struggling to do because there's been so much nonsense going on. So I'm
Terminators will get it done either front.
That's what I'm about to basically drop them in. I think this is the most trouble Chaos have ever given us, including during the Chaos missions.
That's probably true, but I mean, we are only committing a fraction of our total strength
this is
against them.
2 squads, yeah. The others are coming in, don't worry.
Thule's getting work done over here.
But he's also taken a fair beating.
He has, yeah.
There we go, the Predator's here.
Is that the last cannons?
Second. Not yet, no. I still haven't got the heavy armor
Oh, I
deployments.
got another Chaos Predator.
Yeah, they got a lot of thick units here.
Christ on a bike. Sorry, who's Christ? God Emperor on a bike.
Heresy! Good lord!
There's a really good short story. Like, I think I
pricks.
mentioned it on the channel before.
Fuck
but like,
off, you
there's a-
stupid cunt. Sorry.
the assault marines are in blue stance. If you put them to yellow, they'll try to seek melee.
Yeah, it's because the Chapel Barracks is on that stance.
If any of them live, which
is a problem.
looking.
Don't worry, we've got a load of Terminators in and ready in deep orbit or what. Well, not even, it's not even orbital striking with them, is it?
They're on a strike cruiser somewhere. That's where
Yeah,
they
but I think
beam
when
down
you
from.
deep strike, when you deep strike Terminators, they just teleport in. They're not actually deep striking as such.
Yeah. So. Oh.
Yeah, we got him.
Oh, there we go. Brilliant. That was easy.
Well,
done.
I wouldn't call it easy.
Well, but it's done.
Yeah, it is. It was definitely done. Yes, that is true. Oh,
Some reinforcements. Look at that.
wonderful.
Linked up with the armored column from
Oh, we got a fucking veteran assault Terminator. That's actually pretty cool.
I love that like the assault terminator and that predator were just kind of hanging out together.
Yeah,
where you need us most.
best of friends.
At your command.
We're 3 best friends that anybody could have. We're the
I think
3 best friends that anybody could have.
This level, I think, is genuinely taxing this game surprisingly well. Like, it's the first, I think, the first time I've really noticed appreciable frame drops in this game. I think it is.
I kind of like this level. Like I love that. Like
Oh,
it's
I like it,
not
but I think
just
it's
fighting Eldar,
genuinely
it's
struggling
interesting.
because I think there's a lot of processing going on.
I mean, there's like 3, 4, 5 maybe different factions.
Yeah, it's probably
all
more than
represented.
any other campaign mission, so I can see why it's a bit of a struggle. Right, I'm going to do what I did last time, because that was great, of attaching a librarian to assault Terminators and having them as my, like, witch finders.
Now, be prepared. The Eldar final stronghold, where like at the top center of the map, is rough.
Yeah, it's going to do some bullshit, isn't it? Because
Yes.
Eldar! Yeah.
And we'll need to be like cautious in a way that we weren't against the Tau.
Noted.
I serve mankind.
Taking heads. Direct us to the
But we can push on the right flank now, get some like allied Swiggoths, and then push with them.
That's
So,
basically the
yeah.
plan now, yeah. I want to take out some of these webway gates here, because they're on my map and they're annoying me, but beyond that, that would be the next plan. And just fully
We do-
focus on getting everything tacked up and getting up to our caps and getting listening posts on all the points I have taken.
Contact in the central alley.
That's where I'm going for. There's contact of but it's just Orky contact, and this line is holding real nice against them.
It's just
Because turns
heavy
out Space
ballers,
Marines
man.
backed up by a
Hellfire Dreadnought.
no, this dude, the fucking not apothecary,
Chaplain.
chaplain. We can get a second chaplain, and probably should.
Yeah, why the hell not? Stick the second chaplain with the assault terminators.
I was going to put the librarian with the assault terminators because that's gone really well in the past.
Oh, okay. Well, either way.
Follow my orders.
Oh, he's got such a great voice. Right, where's my sheet?
The librarian has a really pretty voice, you're right, but we, of course, voice him as I'm meeting you aliens halfway. Librarian's back. So, like, now we see Dark Reapers, which is interesting. They're like, I think, worshippers of the Avatar of Death in Eldar culture.
Ah,
The guys who have like the big
yeah, these guys.
underslung weapons.
Oh, there goes one. Yeah.
Yeah, they actually look really cool. They're a powerful unit, but
Every time
they're
I'm always deeply surprised by like the level of zoom in this game. It's pretty cool.
Oh,
Oh,
look,
no!
at the Wraith Lord smashing a Space Marine a bit.
Specifically,
Get Thule.
so that was a specific Grey Knight that he has an animation for. That's quite. It is cool that they have all those like sync kills built in. It's like you got to think that's not a common matchup. Is a Grey Knight against a Wraith Lord, but they have an animation for that, which is very cool.
I'm pretty sure that like you could look it up. I'm sure viewership, like if you wanted to see the every individual unique kill animation. There's probably a video on YouTube.
There is. There's certainly one for Soulstorm, and it's genuinely worth a watch. It's fantastic to watch. Most of them are things fighting the Avatar of Cain, which is quite funny. As in, the Avatar of Cain has a bad tie.
We were getting there.
Oh, I figured we might be. Yeah.
No, don't go too far because like
Okay,
we'll trigger like a cinematic. If we just hold that choke point, we're good.
Yeah, this thing. So you remember I was saying in Soulstorm that you use like ancient gates to get between the planets of the Kyriva system in like missions where you have to capture and hold half the critical locations. It uses this model. So they're specifically critical locations that have this like gate attached.
I mean, it's basically a Mass Effect relay.
Yeah, basically. So it makes sense.
I think those guys, like, if you send them right, like, with that force, they could just advance by inches and, like, win.
What, this way?
Against the Orks.
Oh, yeah, probably.
Right. Or we could just...
I just want to get vehicles built up a little bit more before that point, because we're nearly at this. I'm actually going to build a Whirlwind, because I love the Whirlwind, fuck you. I genuinely enjoyed using the Whirlwind.
Well, that language is unnecessary, but okay, fine.
You were very anti-Whirlwind, and I was like, okay, I don't quite get why they allow you to have only one Whirlwind but two Predators, but...
I've been proven wrong, and like I may even buy one for the tabletop.
It was just it was. I don't know how useful it'd be here. It was very handy against Tau, where what we really wanted to do was have someone that can strike against units with an irritating range. So it was perfect for that.
Are we up against Ulthwé?
Yes.
Ulthwé, translation: the Damned. Craftworld Ulthwé sails close to the Eye of Terror, an inescapable reminder of the fall and the doom that eagerly lusts after them. It is this memory that drives the Eldari of Ulthwé in their war against chaos, a fight not just for an ideal, but for their continued existence, and perhaps even for that of the galaxy. Home to many powerful psychers, Ulthwé relies upon its seer councils more than any other craftworld, using runes to see the strands of fate as they form the future. Farseers have led the Black Guardians of Ulthwé to many seemingly impossible victories. Huh. So that's cool.
Yeah. What's with that? Okay, that could do the sweet off camp connects that way. I wondered.
I think Ulthwé are one of the more active craft.
Yeah, I wondered earlier when you were talking about like you were saying how like Slaanesh birth like ripped a hole in the universe. Like what you just heard was like, is that the Eye of Terror? It sounds like it is. That's the whole thing, isn't it? Yeah.
I think it might be. I'll look at the galaxy map and.
Sounds like it is. Yeah.
I think the Eye of Terror might be older. I think the gap that Slaanesh might be called the Maelstrom, but I'll double check. There's lots of tears in reality in 40k because it's that kind of universe really. But there's a big galaxy map that I'll consult in my book.
Oops.
Also, if you're still with us, like, and you think, oh, this is a cool series, and like maybe I should play some 40k, I totally encourage you to play some 40k.
Well, it may be incoming.
Hell,
God knows by the time this airs, it may even be fucking recorded.
Who knows? We can only hope so.
That's scheduled certainly for early November.
So
God knows what will happen.
There are three big tiers in like
real space.
Basically, in real space, exactly. There is the Eye of Terror, the Maelstrom, and as of very recently in the 40k canon, there's the Cicatrax Maledictum, which is like the big tier that bisects the galaxy. I think that the tier caused by Slaanesh is the Maelstrom, but I could be wrong about that.
Certainly, the Eye of Terror is definitely not their like Horus Heresy era by the sounds of it. So
I think it is the Maelstrom.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Now, one of the cool things about Eldar is, of course, they have their webway, which allows for like extra dimensional travel through.
Yeah, they have like their own version of the warp, which isn't hell.
Well, it's safe. It's like a corridor through the warp, but it's sealed against anyone who like tries, especially demons, to enter it. So, like, of course, this means that like they are exempt from all the dangers of extra-dimensional travel that beset the Imperium.
Yeah.
Which is why the Emperor so desperately tried to tap into it. We
Well,
lost a
arguably
Predator
that's what
there.
he's still doing. Yeah, but it was the free Predator we got, so that's something.
Oh, okay. Can we upgrade that Predator to have las cannons? It should have las cannons.
Yep, we absolutely can. We just only recently got that. Oh shit, is that a fucking...
So-
oh, that's Flash Kids, that's fine. I thought it was a fucking mega armored knob squad.
Oh no, I love that like the most heavily armored and most heavily like weaponized orcs are called Flash Gits because they can afford the best weaponry because they've killed so many other orcs.
Even just the usage of Gits is fantastic.
Oh, I love orcs as a faction. I wish that I had the time, money, and resources to paint more of them.
They're one of the few I still have kicking around because I used to use them fairly until we moved online for a lot of D&D stuff. I've got a load of boys hanging around, like slugger and shooter boys.
They're just really cool models,
Yeah.
and like, I mean, I say this as a man who last year painted almost 300 skeletons. Like, the more armies for Warhammer you have, the less time you get to spend with each individual army, which is sad.
Yeah.
Like, if I buy orcs, then that's one more army I've got to play, rather than playing my beloved Space Wolves.